Hello and welcome to the 30th episode of the Raw and Score Trivia Podcast, the fast-paced trivia game you can play anywhere. I am the Quizzard, and I always listen to a podcast when I'm going to sleep. Without something happening in my ears, my brain does not shut up for long enough for me to fall asleep. And I reckon this podcast is possibly the worst podcast I can think of to sleep to. I guess I could do it ASMR style. And the bonus round this episode is Count the Sheep. Ba. 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 I think I'm onto something here. No, I actually hate listening to ASMR. I don't get how it can relax anyone. It just makes me a bit angry. Anyway, we're scoring out of 35 points today. The record is currently sitting at 30 points, which is actually higher than I thought it would ever go. And that was by Ren, our reigning champ at the moment. We will have 20 single-point questions in the question round, an impossibly hard trivia question worth 5 points, a bonus round worth 5 points, and a game that we play throughout the question round worth another 5 points. This week's game is a new one. It's called the Thematic 3. In this game, the first, 10th, and 20th questions will all have something in common. You have to tell me what that is. So I'll say that again, the first, 10th, and 20th questions will all have something in common. I actually don't think I need to explain that one much further, just find the theme between those 3 questions. So remember to listen for something that the first, 10th, and 20th questions have in common in the question round, which is starting now. Question 1. In the original Trivial Pursuit game, which category does the colour brown represent? Arts and literature. Question 2. How many pieces of bread or bun are there in a Big Mac burger? Three. I don't know why more burger places don't just chuck some extra bread in the middle. It's genius. Question 3. How many teaspoons are there in a tablespoon? 3. I thought more for some reason. Question 4. What is the best-selling video game console of all time? The PlayStation 2. I don't know why they don't do SingStar and Buzz to sell more PS5s. I'd sell my Xbox and Switch teams immediately if they did. Question 5. Which animal is thought to be the only animal to poop in a cube shape? The wombat. Seems like that would be the least comfortable shape to poop out. Question 6. In the film 127 Hours, which actor played Aaron Ralston, the man who was stuck under a rock and had to cut off his own arm? He was played by James Franco. That's my all-time favourite movie. Go watch it. Question 7. Who is the only boxer to have beaten Muhammad Ali in a fight? It was Joe Frazier. Question 8. What is the hardest substance in the human body? Tooth enamel. I had to quickly clink my teeth together to check that, and it checks out. Question 9. What is the national animal of India? The magnificent tiger. And if you just said tiger, that's fine as well. Question 10. What is the most common type of bear in the world? The brown bear. Question 11. In the South Park series, which character is killed multiple times in many episodes just to reappear in the following episode in good health? That's Kenny. Question 12. In which country was Adolf Hitler born? He was born in Austria. Question 13. In Lord of the Rings, what type of creature is Legolas? An elf. Question 14. A screwdriver is a cocktail made by mixing vodka and which other drink? Orange juice. Question 15. Ornithophobia is the fear of what type of animals? Ornithophobia. Ornithophobia is the fear of birds. Question 16. Which song was Beyoncé's very first #1 hit? Crazy in Love. Question 17. In most karate systems, which belt is the highest ranked? The black belt. Question 18. What is the chemical symbol for oxygen? O. Question 19. Out of all of the cities in the world, which has the most people living in it? Tokyo in Japan. And question 20. What is the first and last name of Ron Weasley's first girlfriend in the Harry Potter series? It's Lavender Brown, and next to Umbridge, I think she could possibly be the least likeable character in the series. Okay, that's it for the questions, but did you remember to play Thematic 3? We were listening out for a theme between question 1, question 10, and question 20. Lock in what you think that theme was now. The theme was brown. Question 1 was about the brown Trivial Pursuit piece. Question 10, the answer was brown bear. And question 20, the answer was lavender brown. 5 points if you picked up that theme. Coming up next is the really, really hard question and the bonus round for the episode. This week it's one we haven't done in a while. It is the bus. Now listen to this ad. We're back, and that means it's time for the trivia question. I don't think is that scary. Oh, who's that behind me? Oh no, I'm sorry, Mr. Question. No! Alright, I've got one really, really hard question for you, and you get 5 points if you can get it right. Here it is. A is the first word in the Oxford English Dictionary. What is the last word? So the last word in the Oxford English Dictionary. Okay, lock in your answer. I'm going to do my best job at pronouncing this. The answer is Zizivia. It's spelt Z-Y-Z-Z-Y-V-A. I don't know if anyone in the world who doesn't have a dictionary open in front of them would get that one right, but if you did, you definitely earned 5 points. And that means it's time for the bonus round of the episode. This week's bonus round is the bus. If you haven't played this one before, it is all luck. I have a deck of cards and I'm going to draw out 5 cards one at a time. I have a question for each card that gets drawn out, and if you get the question right, you get a point per question. Pretty simple. Answer the questions about the card, the bus, starting now. Okay, I have the first card, and you have to tell me whether it is black or red. The card I have is the 6 of spades, so it is definitely black. Alright, I've got the next card. Is it higher or lower than the previous card, which was a 6? So is it higher or lower than a 6? I pulled the 2 of hearts, and that is definitely lower than a 6. Next question is, in between or out between? Is the next card in between 6 and 2, or out between 6 and 2? I pulled the 9 of clubs, so it is out between. Next one, you have to guess the suit. I've got the next card. What suit is it? It was the 10 of spades. And last one, the trickiest one, the value of the card. What number is it? Don't worry about suit. It's a heart. It is the 4 of hearts. Add whatever you got to your scores there, and I always say if you got them all right, you need to go buy a lottery ticket now and split the money with me. Don't forget, if you send me a message with your name and score on Facebook or Instagram, I'll give you a shout out at the end of a show. This week I've heard from Rick, who scored 21 points. Jack scored 17. I've also just written the number 17 down without a name, so I'm sorry whoever that was, but I've forgotten who said it. Someone scored a 17. Steph scored a 10, and she blamed that on her jet lag. Laura scored 18 points. Ren scored a big 27. Robbie scored 19 points. Grace from Amaru School scored 15 points. Finally, Christy scored 18 points. Thanks everyone for sending in your scores. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next Monday for another episode of Roar and Score. Bye.